glittering shields and ringing swords. And I placed my heir upon the Iron Throne.
Hi, I'm Emma Darcy and I play Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Hi, I'm Olivia Cooke and I play Alicent Hightower.
And we're chatting all things House of the Dragon with Cosmo UK.
I consider the matter urgent. That of your succession.
Yeah, they've got a real castle in Watford, and you say it best. It's like they don't know how to make a TV show.
Well, yeah, normally you have like a corridor that leads nowhere, you've got a bedroom somewhere, but this is everything in the right place, like hidden passageways that link like bedrooms and and like a sort of like basement underneath, and the courtyard's there, and that means that you can do like 10-minute long follow shots from one side of the castle to the other. And yeah, it's having arrived as sort of visitors back in April of last year.
Yeah,
you probably move in and you become a resident.
Firstborn child.
Rhaenyra, no queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
The king has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
I will not be made to choose between my brother and my daughter.
Oh, how did we prepare? I mean, I'd like to say that. Actually, no, this is true. Like the costumes and the hair sort of do it for you, and so there's very little prep that you need. Beyond that, I mean, obviously we know our lines. We've read the book. We've rehearsed and we've spoke at nauseum about the characters with each other and with Ryan and Miguel, the showrunners. But apart from that, when you put the dress on and when you don the wig or the hairpiece, like you do feel royal, you know.
Yeah, and sort of the same is true of finally arriving at King's Landing. The whole castle exists in a soundstage in Watford. And again, I think that's like another tool for sort of feeling the embodied reality of place and time.
Rhaenyra's succession will be challenged.
I mean, we both watched Game of Thrones in quite an intensive way before we, once we'd been cast. But I think in terms of sort of the broader fan universe, there's enough pressure already. I mean, I think we're both like very aware that we're playing characters who are already deeply loved and have like a sort of fan base that far precedes our involvement.
Sure.
Which definitely has a pressure associated with it.
You are the king. Your duty is to take a new wife.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir.
I think what you have to do as actors is really develop a foundation of trust in order to play such extreme emotions with each other.
Yeah.
And also, like, there needs to be a weird familiarity, because even if you're really close and you've got an intense love for each other, if you're just meeting the character or meeting the actor on the day, and it feels weird to be sort of like in their proximity or to like hold their hand, and there needs to be that friendship in if you're playing with such, you know, complex emotions all the time.
100%. And like there's got to be like some love to set fire to, right? Like the other thing that like friendship offers is like you have a history to set alight, and you want to be wanted, right? Like so often our wounds are about like wanting to be loved or known or wanted or desired, needed. So it's really handy that we get on so well.
Yeah.
War is afoot.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
Matt Smith never practiced High Valyrian with me. That's the headline. I really enjoyed working on it, actually. You know, it's a fully operational language, so it's very satisfying to try to kind of, unpick And I sort of wanted to find a mechanism for practicing that meant that I didn't feel that I was just sort of parroting back sounds, and that I could find some dexterity with the language, even though the words were completely new. So like I did things like use gesture while I was practicing, or like look at the English translation while saying the High Valyrian. Spent a lot of hours working my rolling R. Yeah.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Oh, our hearts were never one.
I feel great about sex scenes.
Yeah, I think, it's a show that tells a story from primarily the perspective of two women, and so that is a very different context in which to show all aspects of life, and I think the same thing applies to like intimacy.
And as long as there's an element of safety and comfortability there, and everyone feels catered for and looked after, and I think, and it's not gratuitous, and it serves the story, I think, it's a fantasy world, but we're trying to be as reflective of life as possible.
There are power men should never have trifled with.
No, I think we both felt very wary about sort of treading on anyone's toes. There were sort of 4 people who needed to go on a journey and work through a process.
We don't really have a leg to stand on in giving them, tips and tricks about how to play this character, because, frankly, we need those.
Yeah.
And also, it does feel like four very different characters, really. I mean, I know there's 2 characters, but you hark back to yourself at 18, and you feel so divorced from who that person is, and you have great empathy for them. But ultimately, you've moved on, and I think that's why it felt really important to have 2 versions, 2 actors playing the same character. Thanks for watching Cosmo UK. Catch House of the Dragon on Sky Atlantic and Now TV.